Chefchaouen, a name that rolls off the tongue like a whisper from a distant dream. Even the name sounds magical, like something from a fairy tale. Nestled in the heart of Morocco, this city is a hidden gem waiting to be discovered. And guess what? It's even better in real life. The charm of Chefchaouen is not just in its appearance but in the way it makes you feel. Imagine driving through the Rif Mountains and all of a sudden, everything changes. The landscape transforms right before your eyes. The usual browns and greens of Morocco disappear, and bam! It's a world of blue, a striking contrast that leaves you in awe. Not just one blue, but 1,000 different shades covering everything. Each hue tells a story, each shade a piece of the city's soul. Buildings, walls, even the steps shine bright under the African sun. The light dances on the surfaces, creating a mesmerizing effect. It's like a giant paint set exploded with every kind of blue you can think of. The city is a canvas, and the blues are its masterpiece. Cobalt, cerulean, indigo. They're all mixed together like a beautiful painting. Each shade blends seamlessly into the next. You'd think it would be too much, but it's not. The harmony of the colors is soothing, almost therapeutic. It's like a dream, pulling you in. The more you explore, the deeper you fall into its spell. You're not just seeing blue, you're feeling it. The texture of the walls, the coolness of the shade. It's an immersive experience. It's like the air is buzzing with it, making you feel calm and excited at the same time. The tranquility of the place is infectious. You'll want to take a big breath, like the air itself holds the secret to this amazing place. It's a breath of fresh air, a moment of pure bliss. Stepping into Chefchaouen is like entering a whole new world. The noisy outside world disappears, and everything gets quiet and peaceful. The air smells like delicious spices, cumin, saffron, and mint, making your nose tingle. The streets are narrow and twisty, inviting you to explore the heart of the old city. Every turn shows you something new, the light and shadows playing on the blue walls. It's a photographer's dream. The people who live there are super friendly and always smiling. They're used to visitors being amazed by their city, and they're happy to have you. You'll feel right at home as you walk these magical streets. Don't worry about getting lost in Chefchaouen, it's part of the fun. There's something exciting about wandering through the maze of alleys and letting your curiosity lead the way. Around every corner, there's something new to see. Maybe a hidden courtyard with bright flowers against the blue walls, or maybe a busy market square, where you can smell fresh mint tea and hear people selling their stuff. And then, just when you think you're totally lost, you'll come out into a sunny plaza filled with people talking and laughing. Kids play tag and old men drink their tea. And that's when you realize you haven't just discovered Chefchaouen, you've discovered something new about yourself. Chefchaouen's history is hidden in its walls, not in big, loud ways but in quiet whispers. The bright blue color holds secrets from the past. It tells stories of a time when this mountain city was a fortress, a safe place, hidden yet in plain sight. Chefchaouen was founded in 1471 and it wasn't always blue. It started as a ribat, a military fort high up in the mountains. Its founder, Moulay Ali ben Musa, a descendant of the Prophet Muhammad, wanted a place to protect against the Portuguese who were threatening Morocco. The first people to live there were Berbers and Muslims who had been forced to leave Spain. They brought their own stories and traditions which mixed with the local culture. This made Chefchaouen a special place, a mix of Andalusian, Islamic and Berber influences that are still there today. But the blue color wouldn't come for another 200 years. In the late 1400s, the Spanish Inquisition was a scary time. Jewish people were being treated badly and forced to change their religion. They ran away across the Mediterranean Sea looking for safer places. Chefchaouen, high in the mountains and known for its resistance, became a place of hope. Many Jewish people settled there, adding their own stories to the city's history. Some people say that they brought the blue color with them. No one knows for sure why, but some think the blue represented heaven, a reminder of God in a world that wasn't kind to them. Others think it was a symbol of peace and a way to keep away bad luck. Whatever the reason, the blue color spread, house by house, street by street, until it covered the whole city. There's a story that the blue really took over in the 1930s. A powerful sultan who loved Chefchaouen made a rule that all buildings had to be painted blue. He wanted to make a city that looked like the sky, a place where earth and sky met. History books don't really say this happened, but people still tell the story. It adds a little magic to the city, a story about beauty and how much a good story can mean. No matter how it started, the blue is now a big part of who Chefchaouen is. It's not just a color, it's a symbol of the city's history, its strength, and its welcoming spirit. Walking through the old city, you'll see how the light and shadows make the blue walls look even more amazing. The streets are super narrow, sometimes only wide enough for a donkey cart. It feels cozy, like the walls are whispering secrets from long ago. You'll hear the sounds of everyday life, someone hammering metal, women chatting at a fountain, the call to prayer from a mosque. It's a mix of everything, a story made up of history, culture, and the spirit of the people who live there. Chefchaouen makes you want to slow down, enjoy the moment, and get lost in its streets to find hidden treasures. It's a place where time seems to stop, where the past and present live together, and where the blue color tells stories of a city that has charmed travelers for hundreds of years. Every city has a special place, a place where you can really feel its history. In Chefchaouen, that place is the Kasbah, an old fortress from the 1400s. Its brown walls are different from the blue all around, and they tell stories of battles and rulers. Going inside the Kasbah is like going back in time. It smells like history, dust, stone, and maybe even a little gunpowder. Courtyards once full of soldiers now echo with the quiet voices of tourists. Climb the stairs to the top of the walls and you can see the whole city spread out below. You can see the rooftops painted in all those shades of blue, and you can feel the heart of Chefchaouen beating. It's a view you won't forget, a reminder of how strong the city is. For a different view, a different kind of peace, walk up the hill overlooking Chefchaouen. It's a little bit of a climb, but it's worth it. The path leads to the Spanish Mosque, a white building high above the city. Built by the Spanish in the 1920s, the mosque is a mix of different building styles, a reminder of the country's past. But the view is the real star. From up there, Chefchaouen looks almost fake, like a tiny toy city painted blue and green sitting in the Rif Mountains. As the sun goes down, the city seems to glow. The air gets cool, the city noises fade away, and everything is quiet. It's the perfect place to rest, think about your adventures, and just enjoy the moment. You can't go to Chefchaouen without seeing the Ras El Ma, the river that flows through the city. The water comes from springs in the mountains, and it's super important for the people who live there. They use it for drinking, washing, and watering their plants. Follow the river as it flows down from the hills, its clear water shining against the blue buildings. You'll see women washing clothes the old-fashioned way, and men sitting together, drinking mint tea and chatting. The Ras El Ma is more than just a river, it's where people come together, where life is a little slower. Find a spot on the riverbank, close your eyes, and listen to the water flowing over the rocks. It's the sound of life, of new beginnings, of how people and nature are connected. The real magic of Chefchaouen is in its Medina, the old part of the city, a maze of narrow streets and hidden alleyways that feel like they're from a different time. Life is slow here, and you'll see, hear, and smell so many things. The air smells like spices, perfumes, and fresh bread. People sell their stuff from stalls piled high with colorful cloths, leather bags, and metal art. Cats sleep in doorways. Get lost in the Medina. Let your curiosity take you down tiny alleys, past hidden courtyards, and into shops full of treasures. Try to get a good price on something you like, drink mint tea with a shopkeeper, and enjoy this old and magical place. It's an experience you'll remember forever, a reminder of how beautiful unexpected places can be. Chefchaouen is good for your soul and your stomach. It's a place where you'll use all your senses, not just seeing and hearing, but smelling the amazing food coming from kitchens and market stalls. The air is full of the smell of spices, and you'll be ready for a food adventure as colorful as the city itself. Forget fancy restaurants. The best food in Chefchaouen is in the old city, where family restaurants spill out onto the streets. Brightly colored tablecloths turn simple tables into dining rooms filled with locals and visitors. The first rule: come hungry. Moroccan food comes in big portions meant for sharing. The second rule: try new things. Chefchaouen's food is a mix of Berber, Andalusian, and Middle Eastern flavors, a party for your taste buds. You can't go to Morocco without trying a tagine. It's more than just a meal, it's a tradition. A slow-cooked mix of flavors simmered in a special clay pot. In Chefchaouen, the tagine is extra special. Lamb, chicken, beef, or vegetables. There are so many choices. Each tagine is a special mix of spices, herbs, and fresh ingredients. Cumin, ginger, saffron, and turmeric make the meat and vegetables taste amazing. You'll get excited when the waiter brings the tagine to your table with steam coming out of the clay pot. Then the lid comes off, and you see tender meat and colorful vegetables, covered in a delicious sauce that you'll want to soak up with bread. Make sure you have room for dessert because Chefchaouen has lots of sweet treats. Pastries with honey and sesame seeds look delicious in bakery windows. Dates are sweet and juicy, but the mint tea is the real star. Served in small, pretty glasses, mint tea is more than just a drink in Morocco. It's a special tradition, a way of showing you're welcome. The tea is strong and poured from high up, making a foamy top. As you drink the sweet tea, everything seems to slow down. Conversations are easy, laughter is everywhere, and you forget about your worries. It's a moment of pure happiness, a reminder that sometimes it's good to enjoy simple things slowly. To really understand Chefchaouen's food, you have to go to the market. It's busy and exciting, and that's where the city's flavors come to life. Vendors sell fresh fruits, vegetables, spices, and local foods. The air smells like ripe olives, fresh bread, and 1,000 other things. Huge piles of spices, in colors as bright as the city itself, can make any meal taste amazing. Don't be shy. Try the olives, smell the cumin, and try to get a good price. This is the real heart of Chefchaouen, where old traditions and new things mix together. It's an experience you'll remember, a reminder that sometimes the best food is found in unexpected places. The afternoon sun made long shadows in the old city, turning the blue walls dark. The vibrant hues of Chefchaouen, known as the Blue Pearl of Morocco, seemed to shift and dance as the day progressed. The narrow, winding streets were bathed in a serene, almost magical light that made the entire city feel like a dreamscape. The air was thick with the scent of spices, mingling with the distant aroma of freshly baked bread, and the occasional waft of incense from a nearby shop. It was a sensory overload, yet it felt oddly calming. The air smelled like spices and smoke, and it was finally getting a little cooler after a hot day. The bustling market streets were alive with the sounds of vendors calling out their wares, children laughing and playing, and the occasional strum of a musician's guitar. The vibrant colors of the market stalls filled with spices, textiles, and trinkets created a tapestry of life that was both chaotic and beautiful. As the sun began to set, the temperature dropped, bringing a welcome relief from the day's heat. I went into a small shop on a side street with colorful rugs hanging at the entrance. The shop was a hidden gem, tucked away from the main thoroughfare, and it beckoned with the promise of discovery. The rugs, with their intricate patterns and vibrant colors, seemed to tell a story of their own, inviting me to step inside and explore further. Inside it was dark, and the light coming through the rugs made colorful patterns on the floor. The shop was a sanctuary of sorts, a place where time seemed to stand still. The air was cool and filled with the faint scent of wool and dye. The light filtering through the rugs created a kaleidoscope of colors on the floor, adding to the shop's mystical ambiance. An old man sat behind a pile of rugs, his face full of wrinkles from time and laughter. He had an air of wisdom about him, a quiet strength that spoke of years spent perfecting his craft. His eyes twinkled with a mix of curiosity and kindness as he observed me, a stranger in his world. He looked up when I came in, and his eyes seemed to see right through me. It was as if he could read my thoughts, understand my journey, and see the stories I carried with me. His gaze was intense yet welcoming, making me feel both exposed and embraced at the same time. We didn't speak the same language, but we understood each other. There was a silent communication between us, a mutual respect and curiosity that transcended words. It was a connection that felt ancient, as if we were part of a long lineage of storytellers and listeners. He invited me to sit and gave me a glass of sweet mint tea. The tea was warm and fragrant, a perfect complement to the coolness of the shop. As I sipped the tea, I felt a sense of calm wash over me, a moment of peace in the midst of my travels. As we sat there, drinking tea quietly, he started telling me stories, not with words, but with his hands, his eyes, and the rugs themselves. Each gesture, each glance was a chapter in a tale that spanned generations. The rugs were his canvas, and he painted vivid pictures of history, culture, and tradition with every movement. Each rug he showed me had a story, a piece of history woven into it. They were more than just textiles, they were living artifacts, each thread a testament to the hands that had crafted them and the lives they had touched. As I listened to his silent stories, I realized that I was not just a visitor in his shop, but a participant in a timeless tradition of storytelling and connection. One of my favorite memories of Chefchaouen wasn't in a busy market or a famous place, but in a quiet, sunny courtyard. I was lost, as usual, just wandering around. I came into a small square, a peaceful place hidden in the maze of alleys. A fountain in the middle sparkled like silver. Some women were sitting around a table laughing and drinking mint tea. One of them, Fatima, waved me over with a warm smile. Using hand gestures and a little French, she invited me to join them. We shared sweet tea, dates, and pastries, talking without words, just smiling, laughing, and being friendly. It's hard when you don't speak the same language, but not in Chefchaouen. I learned that even trying to talk, even if I messed up words, could be funny and help me connect with people. One time I tried to ask how to get to the Kasbah, but I ended up following a shopkeeper through the Medina because my pronunciation sounded like I was asking for couscous. Another time I tried to tell a craftsman his leather work was beautiful, but I accidentally compared it to a camel. He was so confused and amused. In those moments, when I couldn't understand the words, I found something even better. I found a connection with people. A reminder that laughing is something we all do. You won't forget Chefchaouen. It's not just the beautiful blue color that gets into your heart. It's the feeling of the place, the friendly people, how they welcome you like a friend, not a tourist. It's the peaceful feeling, like life is slower there, focused on traditions, kindness, and enjoying a cup of tea with someone new. Chefchaouen reminds you that sometimes the best experiences aren't at famous places, but in quiet moments, shared laughter, and just being present. It's a city that speaks to your heart, telling you to slow down, enjoy the moment, and get lost in its blue magic. Leaving Chefchaouen is like waking up from a great dream. The world outside seems too bright, the sounds too loud, like your senses miss the quiet blue of the city. You'll miss the cool, narrow streets, the sound of donkeys on the cobblestones, the smell of spices and mint tea. But Chefchaouen stays with you. It's a quiet thought in your mind, a flash of blue in your memories. You start to notice the blue of the sky more, the way light shines on water, the patterns on a painted tile. Everyday things seem a little more special, like they have some of the magic from that blue city in the mountains. And you realize that Chefchaouen wasn't just a place you visited, it was a journey into a different culture, a different way of life. The blue color becomes a symbol of something deeper, something you remember long after you leave. So why should you go to Chefchaouen? What makes this small, blue city in the Rif Mountains of Morocco so special that it should be on your travel list? Why put this little blue city on your travel list? Is it the unique blue-washed buildings that make it look like a dreamscape? Or is it the serene atmosphere that seems to slow down time itself? Because it's more than just a pretty place, more than just a photo for Instagram. It's a place that invites you to explore its winding streets and discover its hidden gems. More than just a photo for Instagram, it's a place that makes you think differently, that makes you slow down, connect with people, and see the world in a new way. It's a place that makes you think differently, that makes you slow down, connect with people, and see the world in a new way. Imagine sitting on the steps of a blue house, meditating in a quiet corner and feeling the world slow down around you. That makes you slow down, connect with people, and see the world in a new way. It's a place where you can have meaningful conversations with locals, learn about their culture and share stories, and see the world in a new way. It's a place where you can admire the view from a high point, reflect on your journey, and gain a new perspective on life. It's a place where you can get lost in the streets and find something new about yourself. The winding blue streets invite you to explore, to get lost, and to discover hidden corners that reveal more about who you are, and find something new about yourself. As you wander through the streets, you might find a hidden spot that speaks to you, a place that makes you smile and feel a sense of wonder, where you can try to get a good deal at the market and learn what's really important. The bustling market scene offers a chance to interact with locals, to bargain for handmade goods, and to understand the value of simple, meaningful exchanges, and learn what's really important. It's not just about the things you buy, but the connections you make and the stories you hear, where you can share tea with someone you don't know and leave as friends. In a cozy cafe, over a cup of mint tea, you can connect with strangers and leave with new friends. Chefchaouen reminds you that the best trips are the ones where you not only see the world but also see yourself in it. As the sun sets over the blue city, you realize that travel is about more than just the places you visit, where you not only see the world but also see yourself in it. It's about the moments of reflection, the times when you pause to take in the beauty around you and see yourself as part of a larger world, but also see yourself in it. It's about immersing yourself in the culture, reflecting on your experiences and understanding your place in the world. It's a place you won't forget, a little bit of blue in your memories, a reminder that the world is full of amazing things. The iconic blue streets and memorable landmarks will stay with you long after you've left. A little bit of blue in your memories, a reminder that the world is full of amazing things, if you're brave enough to open your heart and mind to them. The blue painted steps and artistic walls are more than just beautiful sights. They're symbols of the wonders that await those who are open to new experiences. A reminder that the world is full of amazing things, if you're brave enough to open your heart and mind to them. The vibrant streets and diverse cultural elements of Chefchaouen are a testament to the richness of the world, if you're brave enough to open your heart and mind to them. Interacting with locals and experiencing the culture of Chefchaouen will leave you with a deeper understanding of the world and yourself. So go, get lost in the blue, and find your own Chefchaouen story. It's far away, but it might just be the place you've been looking for. Wander through the blue streets, explore on foot, and create your own unique story in this magical city. And find your own Chefchaouen story. It's far away, but it might just be the place you've been looking for. Write in your journal, capture memories with your camera, and let Chefchaouen become a part of your life's journey. But it might just be the place you've been looking for. As the aerial view of Chefchaouen fades into the horizon, remember that sometimes the most unexpected places can offer the most profound experiences.